Hi, my name is Dietmar Dahman. I'm an expert on change and actually all three steps of change, which is adaptation, innovation and disruption. I'm a futurist and I know a lot about the problems that companies have in order to actually facilitate change. When I was a little kid, at one point I wanted to find the most comfortable position in a chair at my parents' house. And when I found that position, I wanted to stay in that position forever. And then after a while, you notice that even if the position is really, really comfortable, at one point you need to change. You need to innovate. You have to do new things. And actually the new things keep you alive, and the new things give you energy, and the new things are challenging. So to me, being static is actually painful, like sitting in a comfortable chair forever. But going out there and doing new things is very, very interesting and challenging, and I love it. And to me, it's a reason to live. Whatever the industry, they always say that it's very hard to innovate from the inside of the industry because the industry itself knows the inside rules and adapts to the inside rules. It is very easy to innovate from the outside of an industry. If you ask a startup, is it hard to innovate banking or fintech, they would say, no, look, we have millions of them right here. So it is very, very easy. The thing is not the innovation itself, the thing is the point of view that you take. If you can manage to take an outside view and look at your industry from the outside and forget for a minute, at least in theory, all the regulations and all the problems, you can come up with innovation very, very quickly and very, very immediately. It is not a big problem. And then later, like with brainstorming, after you came up with the idea, then you evaluate and then you think about the problems. A lot of people tend to immediately say it won't work and say no. The most important thing is to say yes. Say yes to innovation, say no what is to the given. I think the role of a Chief Innovation Officer is totally vital to the survival of a company. I don't know if it's necessarily the Chief Innovation Officer or the CEO. It has to be definitely chief level, it has to be C level, otherwise it won't happen. And this person has to basically dedicate his or her life to innovation. It could be that in smaller companies, this person is doing something else simultaneously, no matter what. But you need a dedicated time for that. If you really want to move forward, you need to measure. You need to set goals, you need to measure the effect, do you actually move forward, and then you have to rearrange the actions that you actually do. And you have to have the power to implement those, otherwise you can't move forward. So the answer is every company needs a Chief Innovation Officer, and every person in the company should actually be responsible enough to drive the innovation forward. A slow-moving industry is not defined by the industry but by the environment. Everything used to be slow-moving. If you look at the German car industry, for instance, it used to be very, very slow-moving. And if you have a problem with the car, you just get called back all the cars and put in the new part. Tesla now has a problem with the car because they are driving against other cars and they do an upgrade. They don't recall any cars. They just do a digital upgrade, send the new upgrade to the car, and that is very, very fast. Speed always wins. The slow always lose. So if there's even an industry, or if there's even an entity from the outside that introduces speed to a formerly slow-moving system, the system is infected. And then speed becomes a necessity. So you better start training now, because you have to be able to run. Every innovation has to come from the top at a company, and the reason is that a lot of people say we need innovation, but if you need innovation, you need a budget, and you need to be able to hire new people that are younger and different. You cannot expect the koala bears from the old times to become the tigers of the future, right? So you need to hire a different kind of person. Only C-level people can allocate budget to innovation. No middle management can do that. So yes, innovation has to come from the top. It doesn't necessarily have to then be driven from the top. I think it's very good if it becomes a part of the company. The most successful way, however, is to have it separate from the core. I was giving the example of walking. You have one leg that is still very static and very strong and robust and solid. That's your core business. But if you want to make a step, you need then, in addition to the solid leg, a very agile leg that can move around, make mistakes, and all those kinds of things, that is separate from the core leg and that can do the step forward. So I think my advice would be to start small, start in the back, but start. And then to be ready, if the step is solid and safe, to actually do the step and make the new innovative processes the new legs that you can stand on.